What's up, Knicks Nation? Boy, we got an action-packed show tonight. The Knicks are officially entering, well, they already entered training camp. And a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, a lot of mystery. We're going to be talking about some of the training camp battles, identifying what the battles are, who has the best chance to win certain battles. We could also discuss some of the things that was stated at Media Day. A lot to talk about from this camp. Also, I do have a question. Does Mitchell Robinson, does his contract extension or lack of a contract extension affect his training camp in terms of where he'll finish in the roster or in the rotation? Also, some of our former Knicks were snatched up. It's been reported that Precious Achiuwa and DeLon Wright have signed with opposing teams, our dislikable rivals. Will those moves come back to haunt us? We'll talk about all of that and more on this episode of the Knicks Call-Up Show. What's up, Knicks Nation? I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest, and you know the vibes. Definitely welcome to the Call-Up Show, 646-995-8389. Call up and voice your opinion. If I do miss your call, I will call you back. Welcome to the Call-Up Show. We definitely have an action-packed show today. A lot going on. I mean, a lot of interviews, and, I took the liberty to watch every single one of them. And there's some interesting stuff going on. The team has they finished traveling. Well, they finished practicing today. This was the last practice, and now they're headed to Abu Dhabi for the 2 games against the 76ers. And I believe the first game is the 2nd, October 2nd, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Also, by the way, for those of you guys who are interested in the fantasy league, we only have one more spot available. So if you are a member or you are in the Discord server and you didn't get a chance to fill out the registration form, you can now. The link's in the community section and the link's in the Discord server if you are interested in playing the fantasy league. So we only have one more spot available. I'll be hooping on Sunday. Be on the lookout for that. And what else? I don't know what this last note says. Maybe y'all could read it. I don't know what that says. It says salute somebody. Oh, I know what it is. Salute the NBA Dreams. My most recent channel member to sign up for the membership. Handwriting is terrible. Salute to him. He actually played in the last episode of the Objective Fan Hoops. That was last Saturday. Get this. Let's pop this chat out. But yeah, as you guys enter, salute to you, Yuri, telling me to start the show. Well, the show has started. I want to touch on Mitchell Robinson. I actually did an unfiltered thought. I believe this was Wednesday night or something like that. And the video was titled, "No, do not start Mitchell Robinson. Please do not start Mitchell Robinson." And the only reason why I did the show, I figured out how to do polls now. That's cool in the chat. But anyway, the reason why I did the show was because I was, I was kind of I'm not going to say antagonized, but I was going to say I'm in a live debate inside the Discord server with Knicks to be champs 25-26 and also with J-Tab. So that's what led me to doing the video. And there's one thing I didn't add to that video. And I do think that Mitch's contract or lack of a contract possibly will affect his starting bid, his bid to start. So hold on, we do got a caller. Hold on, let me just make sure my settings is right. All right. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
This is Yuri from the Discord. Mixtape Madness server.
Salute to you, Yuri.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Pretty crazy day, but hey, man, I look forward to the nighttime Knicks call-up show. You know how it goes, brother.
Yep, yes, I do. So, interesting press conferences throughout these past 3 days.
Yes. What was the most? What caught your eye the most out of all of the interviews that we got, from OG to Mitch to Cap to Cat? What was the one thing that caught your eye the most?
I think it was OG's press conference that caught my eye the most.
Okay.
Because the reason being is, even though he didn't talk a lot, he said one thing that I think all of us can agree with. Defense wins championships. He prides himself on defense.
Yeah.
He's ultra hard.
He did say that.
Defense. Another thing that impressed me was Mike Brown. Him and OG go way back, apparently. Mike Brown and OG know each other as well.
Right. From when he was coaching, I think that was the Nigeria team, right?
Yes, that was
or was it the Ghana team? What African team?
It was
Can't remember which country. Nigeria? Okay. Yeah, so I actually remember that. I actually watched that. And I remember, I'm like, hey, Mike Brown is Nigerian, but he was just helping out because sometimes the guys go overseas, they do camps and things of that nature. So he was over there trying to help out with that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Honestly, I felt like OG Anunoby's press conference, as short as it was, was like professional.
Very professional.
I got a question.
What's up?
And listen, I'm the objective fan. I'm not a negative Nancy. I'll just keep it real. Out of all of the press conferences, who was capping the most? I want to see if you're going to answer this question. Who, in your opinion, who was capping, or was anyone capping?
Man, okay, that's a tough question to ask me out the front, but I'm going to answer it. Who was capping the most?
Yeah, who was capping the most?
Ooh, Mitch.
Okay. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. I'm gonna say Mikal Bridges. I think
really?
Mikal Bridges was capping. And in fact, I will do an unfiltered thought on that tonight. Okay. So that's another reason why you get the channel membership. I'm gonna tell you why I think he was capping.
Why do you
tonight.
think he was capping? I gotta hear this. I thought that was fluent.
I'm gonna do it tonight because I think this is something that most people probably didn't catch. So that's why I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna get into that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say overall.
Can you give me a snippet of it? So
I'm just gonna say Mikal was capping. Not the whole press conference, but there's a part in the press conference where I was like, okay, that's all I could give you. But hold on. But for the most part, I did feel like we got some good stuff.
Right.
I think that
this press conference was definitely a lot more than how Tibbs was last year. That's for sure. We got a lot out of Mike Brown than we ever did before.
Yeah. My only concern though is I didn't hear nothing about defense. I'm not sure. Did you hear? Today was like the first day they talked about defense with OG Anunoby make a defensive team and Mitchell Robinson, his rebounding. But other than that, it's just straight offense. We want to play fast. I'm like, okay, what about the defense? What are we going to do on defense?
What my theory on that? I don't think they're focusing on the defense because I think that's going to be Brendan O'Connor's job.
Oh, okay.
So I want to limit your worry on that because that's what I was looking for too. Mike Brown doesn't reveal his cards all the way. He talks in code. You know what I mean? Right. So I get your worrying though.
Yeah. I was a little concerned about that. But to all my Mitchell Robinson,
oh, here we
want him to start, guys.
already.
I didn't hear nothing about defensive. Listen, 90% of what we heard was straight offense. But anyway, I digress. Now, we got some training camp battles, right?
Oh yeah,
Position battles.
We got Deuce versus Hart. We got Mitch versus Hope. We got Bogdan versus the rookies. Tyler Kolek mainly. We got Alex Len versus Mitch. We got Shannon versus.
It's a lot going on, right?
A lot going on. And here's the thing.
Let's tackle. Go ahead. Here's the thing. No. Give what you're gonna say out.
We have a lot of diverse battles going on right now, and that's going to continue going into the preseason.
Right. Not facts. 100% fact. I was gonna say let's start with the starting spot. I think that there's 3 or 4 names, probably 2, but I could see 3 or 4 names. So that 5th starting spot that was occupied for Josh Hart seems like it's up for grabs, right?
Yeah.
And right, it seems like it's up for grabs. So the candidates I got for this is Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Malcolm Brogdon as a wild card, and then Deuce McBride as a bigger wild card. So right. Not who you want to start. So let's preface it like not who you want. I know you want Deuce to start, right? I was on the Deuce train too. I'm also on the keep it the same train. So, but who do you think, based off what you've seen from the press conferences, based on what you read in the reports and what these insiders are alluding to?
Yeah, I can answer what the insider reports are because I was on Instagram today.
Scrolling
what Twitter was saying. So one of the insiders, Knicks Data, IG, shout out to them, for covering everything, right? They did talk about defense today, and this is one of them, right? Mike Brown said the team is a little ahead on both sides of the ball than I expected at this point. I took that as a good sign because we were really concerned with the defense, right? This team is capable on both ends of the floor. We've seen it throughout last season. Right. I think they're emphasizing the point on offense because they want to implement the offensive sets.
Right.
What I think Mike Brown is trying to do is he's trying to implement his system fast. Right. So I don't want to say fast. I think that's degrading. I think he wants the starting 5 or whoever he has starting 5 to get used to the pace. Remember, he's going back to basics here. He did the drill on the first day. They were jogging. They were doing sprints if they missed free throws. He's conditioning them to play fast. He wants to get the open threes. He wants the open looks. I think Mike Brown is trying to build a foundation that not only Tibbs left behind, but he's trying to build upon it. Remember, this was a Tom Thibodeau team at one point that didn't fit Tibbs, regardless of how people feel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they didn't fit. I'm going to say I think that he just couldn't get them over the top. You know what I'm saying?
That's what that too.
Yeah, that too. Like he just, it just was inevitable for him to fail, unfortunately. And that's just where we are. So based on that, so who do you think will start? I mean, based on what you said, I think those 4 names are possibly the 4 candidates to start.
Man. That's hard because we all
know. Would it possibly be in Mitchell Robinson and Hart first?
Hart, I can't see starting. Can't do it, especially with that. Okay. If his finger wasn't injured, I could see Hart starting.
Okay, so you think the finger's going to hold him back?
I think the finger's going to hold him back. If I know Hart, he's going to be a bench player by the end of by the season starting. I could be wrong. But that injury is concerning to me. That's why I think he go to the bench. As for Mitch, I'm going to say bench. I'm going to say Hart and Mitch bench.
So you think Mike Brown, I know what you want, but you think Mike Brown is going to sit those 2 guys and go with another option?
Yes. I'll be very surprised if he does double big. Because he spoke on that. He's like, it's a versatile tool. He was going around it. Right. He gave us an answer, though. That's not Mike Brown has never gone double big.
Right.
At all.
Right.
So I could still say Hart can start, but it's up to debate.
It's up for debate. Yeah, that's why but what about like a wild card like Brogdon? Now, I did see the report that said that
He is gonna
Brogdon
have
is
to look.
expected to be off the bench. So, you know, that's what I saw. I said that he's going to make the team, but with their anticipating for him to be play a major part off the bench.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. This can go either way, right? This can go either way. I know I said I want Deuce to start, but in my opinion, Karan, now thinking it over and talking about it with people, that fifth spot can be interchangeable. You can have Deuce start, you can have Mitch start, you can have Hart start on some nights. I think Mike Brown would go matchup dependent.
We've
And I
never
know,
seen him do that though.
I know
That's the
that's what
only thing. We've never seen him switch the lineup, of course, without injury, right?
without injury,
But
without injury,
yeah, yeah, without injury.
excluding
So
without injury. But I feel like matchup wise, even though we haven't seen Mike Brown now, if it was Steve Kerr that was on his team, I could see him doing it every night.
yeah. Steve Kerr's weird. Steve Kerr, yeah, he'll do all types of weird stuff, like not play Jonathan Kuminga when he's probably the third best player on the team.
That was
It's just
crazy.
nonsense.
That's crazy. They still haven't signed him, by the way. They still
Yeah,
haven't
well,
signed him.
October 1st is coming. That's the deadline, even for Quentin Grimes. So more than likely they'll both get the qualifying offer, which would be the 1 year, 8.9 million or whatever the what amount is. But I know it's a 1 year deal that is given to restricted free agents, which those two guys are.
Right.
So
No, definitely, I agree
that
with you on
yeah,
that
so
one.
that's more than likely what it would be. I seen a report that said the Sixers offered Grimes 4 years, $39 million. And so and he scoffed at that. 4 years, 39 million. You remember Yabu Sally said the reason why he came to the Knicks is because the Sixers only offered him a minimum deal.
But here's the thing, Yabu will also speak on it again. He saw us compete with the Pacers as well. He wanted to be a part of it.
Yep.
He wanted to be a part of that squad. He wanted to be a part of the squad. And salute to Yabu Sally for that, man. That New York is the destination.
100%. 100%. And it seems like Philly has now gone the cheapskate route, but they should have did that with Paul George. But I digress. I digress.
Also, another thing is too is that, like I said, anything can go at training camp, right?
Right.
Anything can go. I'm not. And here's the thing too. And I talked about this with who's that one person? I'm trying to remember. Oh, CP the franchise. I talked to CP the franchise. Mike Brown's going to take training camp seriously and preseason seriously. He's going to find out. Once he finds a lineup that he's going to go with, he will go with that lineup. Whatever gives him the most success, Mike Brown will go with that lineup.
100%.
So I think he's going to use training camp. He's going to use preseason to find out what that lineup is.
Right. And you might see double big lineup starting in the preseason. You might see Josh Hart starting in the preseason. Right. You might see Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, it could go a variety of ways.
Right. Because Mike Brown wants to find what's going to succeed us, which I have no problem with.
So, I know we might have talked about this, or at least I might have talked about it on the pod. I can't remember, but because the topic is kind of been similar. But we know we got 6 guys essentially right now. As we speak, they're competing for one spot. So, how realistic is it that the Knicks will make a trade at this point in the camp to make space? It's unrealistic.
I'm going to tell you why it's unrealistic. We heard that report, 3 weeks ago at this point?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago? The Knicks would have made a trade by now. I said they would make a trade after training camp. It's after training camp. I could be wrong. They should be going to Abu Dhabi this week, right?
Right. Well, training camp is still on. Training camp ends like right before the season begins. So we're still in the midst of training camp. The only thing is right now, if we don't make the trade, then essentially Garrison Matthews, Lynn, Shamet, all of those guys are competing for a spot that doesn't exist because Brogdon, from what I'm seeing, he's getting that spot. So if they don't make a trade, only Brogdon's going to be signed
And
unless he gets hurt. That could change everything. But and then we've seen some guys get hurt, right?
Andre,
So,
Jared McCain, for example,
mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Fred Van
Yeah,
torn ACL,
FFP, yeah,
that's crazy. But
exactly.
we also got good news as well. No injuries this week. In the first week, no injuries. Which,
That's what we want to hear.
besides the finger that Josh Hart had, there's been nothing else.
Nothing else. So, I don't know. I think that everything is open for interpretation. I think that right now, I'm not sure how realistic that Landry Shamet comes back, but I will say I do think it's Brogdon's job to lose, and I think those other guys are just filling spots at this point. I can't see Garrison Matthews wowing us to the point where he makes the team, but that could change.
Unless he outperforms Landry Shamet, which I doubt is going to happen. Right.
But remember, Landry Shamet won't make the team either because you only got the one spot. So, and I think Landry Shamet would possibly be second, once again, unless injuries come up. So, I don't know, man. It's and then this guy Jameson, I think on the podcast I mentioned it, or maybe even on the last call-up show, he's a big dude, so he might also be an insurance policy at the two-way spot. So Alex Len more than likely won't make it, right? So yeah, it's interesting stuff.
The way I see it is, whoever gets cut on October 20th, whatever the final roster spot is on October 20th, that's when I can give you a definitive answer. Next
right, but then it'll be answered. Like there's no question at that point. It'll be Diawara, Brogdon, and then we're just going into the season like that, and we'll see what happens. Now, of course, trades can happen in between that, especially after December 15th. I do expect a lot of trades to come after December 15th.
Do you expect the Knicks to make a trade? I don't think so.
I think so, man. We made a trade every year except last season, but we made our trades prior to the season started. We made two major trades before the season started. Right. So there was no need to really make a mid-season trade. I mean, well, technically there was because our bench was hurt. But, Leon Rose is always good for some. It don't have to be the biggest trade, but it's always a trade that gets us like a Josh Hart. That gets us well, maybe not an OG Anunoby, but a Josh Hart level type of trade. I could see that happening.
So I want to talk about the ops real quick. DeLon might go into the Pacers. I can't see that bite us in the ass.
You don't think it'll bite us?
I don't think it'll bite us.
Okay. I hope not.
That might come, but let me change my answer. That might come back to bite us. Because if the Pacers make the playoffs, DeLon Wright as a defensive guard, that's gonna be tough.
And what if he starts? What if he somehow gets a starting spot in Indiana?
That's the problem. Then you can make then I'll basically say Indiana's making the playoffs next season.
Right. Because okay, here's my logic, right? I understand that we got better though, right? So
I'm not saying we didn't get better. We got
Brogdon, we got Clarkson. Those guys are better than DeLon. I love DeLon, but those guys are an upgrade. But at the same time, I still don't like to see this guy go to Indiana.
Yeah, that's
we gave Indiana Obi, and then look.
That without Tyrese, that's the problem.
No, but that's why they got him, because they're going to need as much help at the point guard spot as they can get. And I think anytime you could get a solid veteran,
that's an upgrade.
Right, like DeLon, but like Size 9 said, Mark Bryant is Thomas Bryant, the Cavs sign. Like that's a nice addition. Like, so moves like that, it could help your team.
It can.
Will it get them to the playoffs? Possibly. But I still see them as a playing team.
I see Pacers as a playing team. They're without Tyrese. If Tyrese was still if he didn't get that Achilles injury, right? And they picked up DeLon, I wouldn't be mad at it, even if it's the ops. Because you got a defensive guard that can back up Tyrese Halliburton if Tyrese has a bad night on defense.
Yeah. And they lost Miles Turner too. Don't forget that. That's a
That
huge
Miles Turner
loss.
was a big loss for Indiana till this day.
For
I,
nothing.
that's a big loss. If they still had Thomas Bryant, okay, fine, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, losing Miles Turner hurts because now it's going to be hard for them to play 5-out basketball. The guys they got there now, Isaiah Jackson, who's 6'9", but they probably going to
They're
start
gonna
him
have
at the
to.
5.
They're gonna have to figure out their identity. The Pacers all over again. They're gonna have to figure.
100%.
They're gonna have to refigure out their identity. They lost a big part of their identity, Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton. The reason I say that is because Tyrese Halliburton, he might be part of the ops, but come on, you can't deny those passes he was making. Oof.
Nah, he's a really good point guard. Really good point guard. And then I'm curious to see how Nembhard is going to look without Halliburton, because it's really good to shine and do your thing when you're the second option, your second fiddle. No one's really keying in on you.
I'm not
But
sleeping on.
now
I'm not.
I'm sleeping on. I'm sorry. I'm sleeping on them. Sorry. I just think that there's too many teams in the Eastern Conference that have, you know, their players, their best players. And I mean, that's always a major bonus. But I just think that, they got a lot of younger guys that, like Mathurin, for example, he was out the first time the Pacers beat us. He was there last year, but now is not going to be as easy when you don't have, the guy who made everyone's life easier. Now you got to go get that 20 points without a dude that's averaging 9, 10 assists and a guy who also drew a lot of attention from the defense, right? Who also, he would take a Mikal Bridges or he would take the best defender, a Lou Dort would guard him, right? So now Lou Dort's guarding you.
Right.
Now, what are you going to do, in that position? I know Rick Carlisle's a really good coach. We're going to see how good of a coach he is this year.
Yeah.
We will see.
It's nice line. I'm not arguing with you. Mathurin is a bucket. He is a bucket getter.
Yeah, and he's a bucket off the bench. He's a bucket when Tyrese Halliburton is there. When you got to start, that's a harder bucket. That's all I'm saying. By the way, salute to Randall 1973 in the building.
But,
Channel member.
Moving on, because we discussed Indiana. Precious to the Miami Heat. That doesn't affect me at all. That doesn't.
Nah, yeah, I'm not tripping off of that.
I'm not tripping off of that. The Pacers, I'm tripping off of that a little bit.
A little bit, only because it's Indiana, and and they yeah. I just don't want to see them prosper.
But that was Precious' hometown, even though he grew up in New York,
With a house.
With a house. We knew that was coming since Precious bought a crib in Miami as well.
Yeah. Once we talked about that on the pod, I'm like, yeah, he out of there.
He out of there. Thank you, Tibbs. Precious could have been a big help to us.
Facts. But they gave Yabu, Precious's money. And I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if the contract details came out yet, but I'm pretty sure Precious is going to get the mid-level exception because Miami still has it. They didn't use it yet.
I don't think they did, right?
Nah, they didn't use it.
But yeah, no, back to the topic of the training camp battle.
Yeah.
I think the starting lineup, even though I got criticized for saying it's an undercourt backyard, I think Deuce gives you the best shot in the starting lineup. Put Mikal back in his spot at the small forward, where he usually does his best job. Put OG at the power forward. You put Cat at the center. Deuce gets your point of attack defenders.
Yeah.
Right? Takes the job off of Mikal. Now, Mikal can be a point of attack defender. He has shown it. But
Where has he shown it?
It's fun Phoenix days. No?
I felt like in Phoenix, remember you had Chris Paul.
Oh, right. Point taken.
You had Chris Paul. You had who else they had? They had somebody else too. I can't think about off the bench.
I don't remember that squad anymore.
It escapes me. But yeah.
But Mikal is.
Was Grayson Allen there? No, I'm not sure if Grayson Allen was there.
I don't remember. But I will tell you.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And I'm fixated on that lineup because, I feel like I know Deuce had injuries to dealt with last season too. Let's not remember that. He's back. He's healthy. He definitely wants a shot at redemption. That's another thing in the press conference that interests me. They're using that Indiana game 1 loss as motivation to come back stronger than ever. As
Facts.
well. They're pissed
Facts.
that they lost that series. They'll.
Yeah, I want Indiana in the first round.
Mhm.
100%.
No,
But I'll let you get your final thoughts out, Yuri, on
You got a
this
couple minutes?
topic. Yeah, I got a couple.
Oh yeah.
Got a couple.
My last thought is that listen, when it comes to the starting lineup, I think it's going to be interchangeable. You know, I think Mike Brown's going to do that. I think Mike Brown will actually change the lineup on a night-to-night basis, depending on the matchup. You know, I think
Makes sense to me.
it would make sense. It would, because
I just don't know if he would do it though, but it makes sense.
it's the big thing that makes sense. Will he do it without injury? I don't know. All right. I'll call you back at the end of the show.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'll call back later. All right, that was my man Yuri, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, channel member, channel mod. Salute to Yuri. By the way, salute to all the channel members, man. I do appreciate you guys. Final call for the fantasy league. You want to be a part, if you only got one spot, and that spot's going to go. So if you want that spot, all you got to do is go inside the Discord server, click on the fantasy league tab, or go into the community section, look for the members post, and you will see it. Okay, let me get this next call on the line. I think you might like this next caller. This is a guy who was right. Hello, caller.
Top of the night to you fellas. How you doing?
How's it going, man? It's just me on the line. State your name, where you calling from, for the people that don't remember. State your name, where you calling from.
All right, this is the Trev, Queens, Brooklyn.
Hey, Queens, Brooklyn, Queens in the house, man.
That's right.
What's going on? How's life has been, man? Have you been back to TNT? What's up?
Yeah, I've been back to TNT, and I was listening every time from TNT.
Nice. Nice, man. I'm jealous, man. This is that's your second time going, right? This year?
That's right.
Salute, man. Salute. So I know you're happy. You know, you've been asking for Coach Tibbs to be removed for years, right?
Right.
And you were you and Fritz, to me, two guys who were on the money the most. Like, everything y'all said about Coach Tibbs was 100% right. I gotta give it to you, man. You did your thing with that. So, where are we now? Have you been able to see any news regarding training camp, interviews, and things of that nature?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it now to everybody. The next guy out of town is Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, now I'm on the same page as you with Mitch, right? So if Mitchell Robinson is out of here, could I get credit? Because
Yes, you can. I've been saying that for years too. Every year he's practicing 3-pointers, and he don't even take a 2-pointer.
You notice, I'm not sure if you heard the Mike Brown's any of his speeches, right? When he mentioned Mitchell Robinson, right? He did not talk about post, right? He didn't talk about, different ways he's going to implement Mitch into the offense. And all of the press conferences has been like 90% offense. He only mentioned defense today when he said that OG Anunoby could be all NBA defensive first team. And he said that Mitch is a good offensive rebounder. Today, that's the only day, I swear to you, he talked about defense.
If you notice, they're talking mainly about offense, right?
Yes, right.
All right. So from the center position, what offense do we have?
Thank you. There you go. So that's the hint right there. I'm trying to drop to people because I did an unfiltered thought, all right, for the channel members. And that is a 30-minute video of me telling them that, no, Mitch, this is why I don't think he should start. And one of the things I said, it was that what we just said. Look, we talking offense. Mitchell Robinson is not there for offense.
He's not starting, Yeah, why he's not starting again? He's saying for himself, he don't know anything about back-to-backs. So what are we going to do? Juggle the team for the whole year?
That automatically disqualifies you. Not only that, Trevor, he ain't got no contract. The brother ain't got no deal.
I wouldn't give him a deal either. Because he's out of town. He's out of town very soon. Very soon.
Because Trevor, and I know you've been watching. Leon Rose, his style is you do not go into a season without a contract. We haven't seen it. Not for a core guy that's supposed to be this guy, starter or this big guy in the rotation. You don't see that. You see that for underlings, guys at the bottom, but you don't see that for big time rotational guys. So just for that alone, and the fact that the politics of basketball could be so kind of, messy where, look at the kid from Golden State, right? Kuminga. They didn't play him because he had a contract.
That's right.
So if I don't want to pay you, right, why would I start you or play you significant minutes and I win and now I got to pay you money? You see that?
Not only that, what if you get hurt? I'm stuck with you.
And what if you get a bingo? So that's a whole nother element. I didn't even put that in the video because I didn't want to make it seem like I'm preying on his injury, because you know how these Mitchell Robinson guys are.
Right.
I don't want to offend them too much. You know what I'm saying? But that's also another point too. That's another good point.
I'm gonna let you know the whole thing. My heart breaks because we gotta watch out. What's his McBride might be gone. Because
McBride might be gone, yes.
McBride might be gone. And Josh Hart is going to go by February 15th.
What?
Yeah. You got it. You got to. Listen, we got that young kid, was that Jameson?
We gave him a 2-way contract from the Lakers,
right.
Jameson.
He's
6'11".
That's going to come. Eventually that's going to become a full contract.
Okay.
He got beef what we never had up front. We need beef up front. Right?
Okay.
He's
a big guy.
Obaselli is going to excel because he can hit a jumper.
What? Yo, Trevor, in Eurobasket, right? When he played for France, Trevor,
all right.
they doubling this guy. Trevor, he ain't shoot a basket yet. They doubling him. I'm like, why?
So you see where your starter might come from? You see where your starter might come from?
Yeah.
All right?
Yep. Yeah.
So we still need power forwards, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a power forward, technically.
No, but he's going to eventually start.
Right.
Right? So we need something from the
Trevor,
bench.
Trevor, they was saying that his defense is not that good. That's what the detractors were saying. Yabu's defense is not that good.
I don't know what these guys watch. Let me tell you something.
Let's go, Trav.
If a guy is scoring 10 points a game and he's playing okay defense to a guy who may score 6 points a game and block 2 shots, which one you taking? Points win games.
I'm taking the guy who give me 10 and he could play with Towns.
Right.
And he could play everywhere. I did another 30-minute video on him too, Trevor. I did another 30-minute video on him because I watched every single Eurobasket game, right? I paid to watch that. And let me tell you something. His defense is way better than a lot of you guys think.
That's
a fact. 100%.
Remember, we got scorers now. We got a bunch of scorers.
We got scores everywhere.
Right? and he can grab some rebounds. We got
that's the one area
for once.
That's the one area.
Right?
But to be real, that's the one area I didn't feel like he dominated at. But it's not that he can't do it. It's just the way French got a weird coach, by the way, too. He's like a Steve Kerr for French. I don't understand it. He had the Ricochet kid coming off the bench. It was just crazy. It was crazy. I need to see that. Let's see what happens.
Let's step it back. Euroball. Remember, it was no blood, no foul.
It's still kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's still kind of like.
If he can play in that, why can't he play with the Knicks? I mean,
100%.
Right?
No, 100%.
Right.
He definitely could play.
Let's go back to when we had Oakley. Oakley wasn't a big time shooter when he first got here.
No.
All right, but he was muscle. Remember, you're playing in New York. This is not finesse basketball.
No.
This is bruise and keep your mouth closed. Basketball, we play in New York.
Right.
Right? So we need beef. The other guy, Jameson, he's 6'11", 270, 260.
Yeah, 260. I was shocked. He's big dude.
That's beef. Right. So what are you going to do? This guy, either one of them can hit a jumper. We ain't even going by the three-pointer. They both can shoot a three-pointer.
Yabu definitely can shoot. 38% for Yabu, by the way.
So guess what? Are you going to leave him open and mark who? Cat? Who are you going to mark? OG? Brunson? What are you going to do? We got offense. And with the offense, we needed some beef. We don't have any beef in the stew.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right? We got beat up a whole lot of times because teams were getting 3 and 4 shots down the road every time they come down.
Yeah.
So now we got some beef and we got some shooting. So
I'm riding with you,
Robinson.
man.
Goodbye, Robinson. Sell high and hot. Right? Deuce is just casualty. Casualty. That's all it is.
Yeah, Deuce might have to be up out of there because they got Brogdon there too. So yeah, he might be the oddball, the odd man.
All right, here's the flip coin. The surprise. What do you think? Danny Ainge's gonna get smart and give us what's his name from Utah? See?
He might not have no choice.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't got choices right now.
He might not have no choice, yeah.
He doesn't. So that's
he did a terrible job. Terrible job because of his stubbornness.
Right. That's where Deuce might go. Right? Salary, and then he has to pay him. He can't do that either.
He don't want to pay him. Yo, it's funny. It's funny stuff. He could have got somebody wanted to give him. I can't remember what it was. Was 2 firsts, right?
Yeah.
And he said no. Oh, okay.
What could I say? And they have another problem.
What's that?
Ace Bailey.
Oh my God, yo, the Nets. But Trevor, I'm putting that on the Nets. The Nets had 5 first-round picks. They draft 3 point guards, Trevor. 3 of these guys, 2 of them you've never heard of before. They draft 3 point guards in the first round, Trevor, when they could have consolidated the picks and move up and get Ace Bailey. Because that's where he wanted to go. The Nets say, no, we're going to keep all the picks. Yo, Trevor, I swear to God, a lot of these teams don't know what the hell they doing. They got all these picks and all this personnel, and they still drop the ball. And Utah, yeah. I was going to say Utah
State is having problems now.
Right. Exactly. But Utah, right? He said he didn't want to go to Utah, and they drafted him anyway.
Well,
I'm going to convince him to come to Utah.
He's falling in with the Shedeur Sanders team for the year. Let's punish somebody. They're not punishing anybody but themselves.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Now you're going to have to give away the guy for less of his value.
Yeah. And then he going to go to that other team and shine. He going to go to the other team and shine.
That's right. He don't have a representative because he fired the guy.
Yes.
and he don't want to be where he is.
Yes.
So what are you gonna do? Sit him down? No. And they need a guard. So that's why I said Deuce is gonna end up there.
It makes sense to me. I just think that Danny Ainge, he secretly has this grudge for the Knicks.
All the time.
And because of that, that's the only reason. But it makes sense. Deuce for Walker Kessler makes perfect sense to me. I don't understand.
And Mitch might end up there anyway.
And then, Mitch, good luck to Mitch.
Mitch and Deuce for Kessler and whatever.
I'm not sure what salary they have left. I could pull it up, though. We can pull it up.
Kessler
because
and somebody is, Deuce
yeah,
and Robinson.
right. Because I know they lost. Carson they lost, and they lost the other dude, the other guy from Cleveland.
Sexton. They
Yeah.
lost Sexton.
Yep. They lost Sexton, so
what are you gonna do?
I mean, we'll pull it up right now, but like I'm talking to my pops, man, and like some of the moves that these teams are doing, it's just like, what the hell are y'all doing? It's like y'all clearly don't know what you're doing. Like clearly.
No, they're trying to fill. Let me tell you, they're trying to fill an agenda, and in filling the agenda, they are forgetting that we have new salary cap restrictions, right?
Right.
So now you're doing what you want to do on one end, but the other end is killing you.
Right.
So which one do you do? And if you end up with deep restrictions, then you can't make no move for 2 or 3 years, right?
Right.
So
now
then
you're on the money with that.
One got to give, right?
Right. Now you're on the money with that. I'm just saying, like, okay, if you know that you don't want to pay Walker Kessler, and you want to buy time, and do what Leon Rose did, which is pretty much what's his name? Kevin Knox, his extension was coming up, trade him for Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish extension was coming up, trade him. If you're not going to do that, why would you hold on to a guy knowing that you don't want to pay him? See, that part right there is just dumb to me. It just doesn't make any sense.
We got house money. Deuce's contract is declining.
Right.
So we got house money. We got a very good player who could put some points on the board, who could hold your point guard position if you want him to.
I like Deuce.
It's small money.
Yeah.
Right? So that's house money. Right? And what you gotta do, what you're gonna do with Kessler, you're gonna just hold it to the very end, and then what happens? You lose him for nothing? See?
Right now, the only contract they got is Kyle Anderson. And because I think they traded for him. He makes $9 million. So maybe they'll flip Mitch for Kyle Anderson. I don't know.
Anyhow, we flipping Mitch for something.
Maybe they'll do Kevin Love, because they do got Kevin Love. Yeah. Maybe they'll throw Kevin Love up in there with Kyle Anderson and Kessler for Deuce, Mitch, and maybe somebody else to balance out the contract.
So then we'll just join the Lakers for Love, and then before we cut him, we could trade him for a second-round pick.
Do something with him. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it technically makes sense. I just know Ainge is gonna be like, nah, I don't want to do a deal.
He can say all the nah he wants. He ain't got the choice. He doesn't have a choice. Look what happened to Houston. Houston lost Van Fleet, right?
Yes.
So think Houston might come knocking at our door?
Ooh, I hope so. Matter of fact, let me pull up Houston right now. Hold up. I like Houston. Let's pull Houston up right now. You know who I want? Give me that Tari Eason kid. I do Tari. Why not? I'm gonna give them Deuce and Pacone Dadier.
All right.
I'll do Pacone Dadier and Deuce.
I do it too, but guess what? Danny is gonna say no. I told you, house money.
Yeah, now you're right.
Right? We got a couple of shooting guards and point guards that are hurt this year.
Yes. Yeah, a whole bunch.
So Deuce comes off the bench, and he could hit that jumper, that 3-pointer.
Yep, and he defending, and his contract is small.
Right. So what are you going to do? Let the other guys grab him up before I'm holding on to something that I really can't afford? Can't drive that Cadillac no more, buddy.
Yep. And Deuce gives you another year, too. Look, Deuce has another year on his deal, and the salary goes down. It goes down to 3.9.
Right. So
salute to
what
Brock
do you do? You sit there with your finger up your nose? Come on, guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, but Tracy, that's the ego and pride, man. It's yeah, I hear you. No, the agenda, you're right. You spot on with that. A lot of teams are tanking, they trying to, get first round picks and, they want to lose, right? But my
Yeah.
thing is at least like, build your team the right. Like you have a guy you don't want to pay. There's another guy who's a guard that could fit what you need, but you won't take him because you got beef with the Knicks.
Here's the stupidity of it. You can hold Deuce for years. He's young.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he'll make way less than Kessler.
Right. For years. How much think they're gonna give Deuce? 4 years, 80?
And if they put him off the bench, they might could pay him less.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they bring Deuce off the bench, they might could pay him less. That's a tactic they use. Like in the NBA, I'm telling you, it's a political game.
Even though you do that, you're still gonna pay him way less.
Yeah, you're gonna pay him way less than Kessler, because Kessler definitely in the $100 million range.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. And that's where
100%.
Hart goes. That's why we got Hart.
Right.
We can get rid of Hart and keep Kessler.
But hold on. So you saying get rid of Hart. Now, do you think that if the Knicks win the championship, they gonna get rid of Hart? You really think that?
Don't wait to win the championship. Here's why you gotta get rid of Hart.
No, I got it.
Sell
Never
high.
mind. Scrap it.
You gotta sell high.
I got you. Yeah, you saying to do it before the playoffs start. You don't want the magic to happen, and now,
Right.
let's just keep everybody.
Right.
I got you.
But we gotta sell high. Here's the pitch. I can give you a guy who's not a power forward, who's basically not really a small forward, but he can give you small forward rebounding.
Right.
And some points. Right?
Right.
Every team needs a guy like that. We got it. We got more than one.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Right. We got OG, and you're going to see Bridges come on this year, right? So we really don't have no room for Hart. Because, like I always says, Tibbs don't want to play these people the way they want to play. I keep telling y'all, Bridges was bored.
No, you was right.
Bridges was bored. If you watch his body language, I keep telling you, watch his body language. He'd be like, yo, I need to run. I need the ball.
Facts.
There's no way you could score 30, 40 points one night and the next night you score 3. Come on. Right?
No, I mean, yo, you was on the money, man. You and Fritz gotta give Yaya credit.
I watch a guy's body language all the time. Look, OG is smiling. OG is not a talker.
No, at all.
So he's smiling. He got rid of Tibbs. He's smiling.
Yes,
because if you watch him, sometimes he's coming up court and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Yeah, nah, you're right. You're on the money, man. And we know that we talked about this. The players definitely, their input was one of the main catalysts to getting them up out of here. Right. When they went in front of Dolan and they said, one dude said, yo, I don't think I could play for him next year. And then, the other guy said he's playing us too many minutes. He ain't playing the bench guy. I think we know who that was, but you already said it.
Like I keep telling you, watch. A guy could be a very good player, but you'll never know what he got until you put him out there. Sometimes he's gonna do well, and sometimes he's gonna fail.
Right.
And failure is not always a death sentence. Failure will make him sometimes wake up. Like, yo, I really went out there and I didn't do well. So here now, I got to do something different. You see?
No,
so now,
you're right.
So now here you have, like, players we have, you don't see what they got. Shamet showed up at the end of the playoffs there because you at least give him hey, I'm going to leave you in at a crunch time.
Yeah. Yeah. He played him the first game, and I guess he didn't play well. Didn't play him the rest of the playoffs.
Right.
Until those moments you're talking about.
All right. What about this guy who just went to Indiana? The guard we had.
DeLon Wright. Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of that, do you think that could come back to hurt us? Do you think that he may help Indiana?
Not as much. Not as much.
Not as much.
We have retooled. We're
good. We good.
We have let our guys be free. They're practicing free now. They're allowed to think. Basketball is a thinking game. So it's a process of running and thinking at the same time. Tibbs wants you to do one thing. And here he is, and the guys are fed up,
Yeah.
Remember when people was knocking me when I said, get rid of Rondo? They were like, oh, you crazy? He's scoring 40 points a night. Yeah, he's scoring 40 points a night, but what the other guys are doing, their heads are down. Because that's, my friend and I, we used to bet when it's coming to the end of the quarter, is Randolph's going to shoot that ball. Even if he is 50 miles away, he's going to shoot that ball. Right?
Yeah.
And if he passes to you very early, he wants it back, no matter what.
Right.
So a lot of guys, their body language just went into, went in a coma. You can't play no more. And when he gives you a miracle shot with 3 seconds left, he wants you to hit it. So there you have the discord. So now this year, what you're going to see, you're going to see guys free up. That's why I'm excited about. The guys and you're going to be able to weed certain guys out. Mitch can't help us no more. All the rebound Mitch could do now, he can't help us no more. You know why? He's going to get wide open shots, and what's going to happen? He can't take it.
He going to pass it.
Yeah, because we know that's the only thing he does. Pass it.
Yo, Trev, today Mike Brown explained the exact reason why I said that Mitchell Robinson is a liability. He said that when we used to go up against Mitchell Robinson and I don't think he meant to do this, but he kind of did it to show like how to stop any Mitchell Robinson from doing anything, right? So he said what we did was we would, help on the pick and roll, basically blitz the pick and roll, and then bring the guy over, another guy from the weak side over to help cut off the drive. So that way there's no lob opportunity. Once you take that away, what Mitchell Robinson going to do?
All you have to do, put one guy in front, one guy in the back of him.
That's it.
The front guy takes away the lob. The back guys take away from him going deeper. So now he's 10, 15 feet from the basket.
Bingo. And then let's say you don't get there in time. If you're close enough, just foul him. He ain't gonna make the free throws.
Exactly. That's another thing. He can't remain in games. A tight game, and we can't use him in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So how is that helping us? I'm sure if we put one of the young kids, we could. What's it? Even that I tell you that Jameson guy is gonna shock us. I kind of like. He's not gonna be a miracle saver, but he's gonna be adequate enough to do what we need him to do. What's his name? Howard. Remember Howard? Joanne Howard? Howard? And we had this other guy. All those bigs that we had. They had in the NBA, right? All we need for you to do is turn around and give us a 2-pointer, 10 feet, 15 feet.
Yeah.
Because you're 100%. Wide open. You're wide open. Come on. Even if you miss, even if you're shooting 40%, guess what? We at least have a chance to get a rebound, or you might hit the shot. But with Mitch, we're not getting a rebound because there's no shot.
Yeah, I mean, and then
all we have to do is play the pass.
Hold on, let me put this under. Look, with Mitchell Robinson, right? So he's averaging 5 points a game, right? Even in the short sample size for the season. But then the playoffs come, he's giving you 4.7 points a game. I mean,
do you understand that's 1 point a quarter?
That's terrible. So So my thing is that, clearly offense is a priority, improving the offense.
All right,
I don't think you start Mitch. I don't think it makes sense to start.
No, let's do the math. For your starting center, if you can get 4 points a quarter, that means 1 basket, 2 free throws.
Right.
Or 4 free throws. Or 2 baskets. Or and 1 and a free throw. You see how many options we have?
No.
Per quarter. There is no way you can tell me you can't give me a basket every quarter.
Facts. And
Even
to all the people,
man.
To all the people that's talking about Walker Kessler real quickly, Trev, I got his stats on the screen. He averaged a double-double last year, right? So that's something that Mitch has never done in his career.
And will never
Mitch has never, and will never, more than likely will never do it.
He will never
Mitch has not given you, right, a 10-point season. Mitch has never given you a 10-rebound season.
All right. No,
he came close, but he never did it in the same year. He had 9.4 rebounds one year, right, and 7.4 points. Then he had 9.7 points, but only 7 rebounds. So, if I could get Walker Kessler, that's why I'm getting Walker Kessler. But go ahead, Trev.
Here's another tangible. When you have a center that's scoring at least 10, 12 points, you got to play D on him.
Right.
And when you play that effective D, a lot of times you have to put 2 guys on him.
Facts.
Right? If he's a guy that goes deep, you're going to have to put 2 guys on him. Right? If he's a guy that can hit his free throws, you got to do something with him. Right?
Facts. 100%.
It makes your offense a little more tired. So he doesn't have to grab 15 rebounds. He doesn't have to block 10 shots because you are tired.
Exactly.
Plus, you're foul prone. You're going to foul him. Therefore, you can't play the same defense on him.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
You have a center that's afraid to shoot free throws and afraid to take a small jumper. You are a liability, my friend. We got to get rid of you. I've been saying that.
No, you have. Yep. And I wasn't as much on the get rid of him train. Like where I am is I don't want to start him because I feel like it's just not going to work. But I said this, the longer we go, as we get closer to the season, and the brother doesn't have a contract, the writing is on the wall.
That's why we're not filling. That's why we're not filling the last spot on the team. No. All right, let me ask you something. Let's say we do get Kessler and Love. We could keep Love.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. You could. Right? You could.
We don't have to play much. We don't have to play much.
No, not at all.
But we know,
and he's a former champion. He's a former champion. He got the experience. Yeah, hell yeah.
He got the muscle.
And he got the muscle. He got the smarts. He could shoot. He could rebound. He can pass it off the rebound.
That's right.
Mike Brown would love that. Them full court. Man.
Think about it. So it's a chess game right now. We're playing chess.
Facts.
A few teams going to cut a few guys coming down to the start of the season.
Oh, yeah.
What, Danny? Even though if we sign a guy, we could cut somebody.
Right.
It may not be popular, but we can waive somebody.
Yeah, you could waive somebody. You could trade them. I mean, it's a lot you could do. You got teams like the Brooklyn Nets. They'll probably take whatever you give them. I mean,
come on.
Yeah. you could give it, and then I think Mitchell Robinson contract, it'll be interesting to see what they would get back for him. I'm very curious.
The Suns and the Trailblazers are looking for guys, right? The Suns, I think the Suns are a little.
Let me see what the Suns. You see what the Suns could. I know they might be a second April team still though. That's the only. I mean, let me fact check that. I'm not 100% on that. Hold on, let me fact check that because I know they made moves. Let's pull up the Suns really quickly. See where they are. I'm pretty sure there's some other teams that need centers that we're not thinking about.
We don't trade with the Heat, so leave them alone.
No, hell no.
We don't trade with them. Right?
That'll never happen. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, hell. We'll trade with the Pacers though, but we'll never trade with the goddamn Heat. Hell no.
Guess what? Exchange is no robbery.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So we can we'll trade with Washington.
Oh yeah, they're another dumb team. They'll take whatever you throw at them. Matter of fact, they might trade. They might take Mitch.
Right.
They would take him. I don't know who they got at the center, but they just sound like they might take him. Oh, by the way, the Suns are not an apron team, so yeah, the Suns could take Mitchell Robinson for the record. And as far as Washington, let's see, Washington. Hell yeah, Washington they definitely nowhere near the aprons, but they can make it happen. Right. You know, the guy I wanted was Cam Whitmore. That's the guy I wanted bad, but it is what it is.
But where are we gonna play him?
Ain't he 6'9"?
Yeah, but where are we gonna
find a spot for? Start Yabu and bring him off the bench.
And bring him off the bench. All right. Hey, that's the beef I was talking about, right?
Right, yeah. Exactly. See, bingo, you know? But yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get Whitmore because they just traded for him.
We play year after year without the correct. When OG has a very good game because we are moving faster, he got some muscle. He's strong.
No, you know what? I'm trapped.
We do well, right? But OG is really a small forward.
He's really a small forward, and he doesn't rebound that well. But hear me out though, Trev, because honestly, I don't think. Well, now things can change. You know, we got new coaches, but I still don't like Bridges at the 2-guard spot. I would prefer Bridges at the 3 as well. I think we got 2 small forwards in Bridges and OG.
We do, but it's always But we're waiting on time. Right now, Bridges is going to eventually get traded.
Really? Oh, man, you on one tonight, man. Dog growl. You trying to get rid of all the Nova boys.
No, but that's like a year and a half away.
Okay, so, Trev, do you think that we can compete for a championship? Where are you on that?
Of course.
Okay.
Now,
I just got to make sure.
Remember, we have flexibility now. We have a guy
for sure
who's willing to be flexible.
Nah,
we 100%. We could have beaten Indiana, but this guy was just too stubborn.
Right. So when you saying these guys are going to get traded, like even if we win the championship, they're going to trade.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Why?
That high. We're going at some point. Let me explain to you.
Okay.
At some point, in whatever business you're doing, sometimes you have to sell high.
Okay.
Because remember,
I get it.
You're retooling. You understand?
Okay.
You're retooling. Yes, the guy might be just a little past his prime, just a little or on the peak, but you're looking for new blood. And that new blood is gonna help you because the new blood wouldn't be there by himself. We already have other support.
I get why you're saying it. I just don't think they'll do. I think they'll keep everybody around for the most part. You can only keep it
so much. Because
I think they'll go to the aprons.
Too high. Their salaries are going to be too high.
I think they'll go in the apron. If we win the championship, I think they'll go in the second apron.
Yeah, but you can't stay up in the apron.
For a little while.
All right,
for a little while. Just to see how long the. Go ahead.
What if they say, what if you have a chance to trade Bridges right now? For something like a Kessler and something else that you like. Would you do it?
So before he got his extension, we actually could trade him, but now he got the 6-month no trade clause. So like you said, a trade for Bridges won't even come to a year from now. Now, I am on the record saying I do think that OG and Bridges play the same position, and I would prefer to get a real 2 guard or a real power forward. So, I don't know which one of them I would have traded because I like OG a lot, and I think Bridges could be a mid-range guard, but I don't know how Mike Brown, plans on using him.
But OG is more flexible.
Right. I agree with that. He has more ways to score as well than Bridges. Bridges wants to fade away from mid-range. He don't want to take it to the basket. He just wants the mid-range fade away. You
don't want to grind.
Yeah. Yeah. He's shooting what? 1 free throw a game, 2 free throws a game?
You know why I need him to grind? You're in New York. All New York teams grind. I don't care what sport you play. Because the other teams are after you. You wearing the tag across your chest that says New York. So you gotta grind.
Right.
Bridges is taking fall-away jumpers. That doesn't bode well for us all the time.
Right.
He's a great player. I like him. So that's why I say sell high. Sell high.
I get the logic of what you're saying. I just don't think that I don't foresee that happen. Now, if we don't win or if we get bumped in the second round, yeah, I think that 100% there'll be wholesale changes or
why are we waiting? Why are we waiting until it's critical?
Okay. I can't argue with that.
I'll trade him now if I get a chance. If you say give me Kessler, I'll take him straight up. But we have to worry about the money, right?
I would want more than I would want.
No, we're gonna get more. We're gonna get more. But what I'm saying, I said, I just spent 5-7 picks for him. Give me this plus whatever filler, right? Because they're gonna have to put filler, right?
Okay.
I'll do it right now. Because you know why? It'll be a great fit. We'll have everything that we need. We'll have abundance of everything we have to need. How many guys do you need really on the offense for each team? You need maybe 3.5, 4 on the starting team, right? And you need 3 real impact guys off the bench. So you're actually playing about 10 men. That's going to be fresh. That's going to be fresh. See? Like I said,
I hear you.
The objective is to get 2 baskets a quarter. See, that's where a lot of teams make that mistake. They think you got to go out and score 20 points a quarter. No, 2 baskets a quarter.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
That's
but
16
man, look,
points,
T,
right?
Yeah, no, listen, man. T, you said a lot, man. Yo, T, great call, man. This is a lot of sauce, man. Hopefully I get you to call back next week, man. Great stuff. And I definitely agree with the Mitchell Robinson take 100%, man. I appreciate you, man. I'll let you get your final thoughts out, man, for the people.
Mitch, we gotta get Mitch. We gotta get eventually Hart gotta go this year. And sad thing, but Deuce is gonna go. Not of my choosing, but you gotta give to get.
I got you. All right, T, man. You said a lot.
Be fine. Our bench is gonna be fine. And we're gonna get that Jameson guy. Jameson the 3rd or whatever he is. 4th.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm predicting he's gonna make the squad.
But he's on a 2-way, so he's on the squad, but elevated, right? Maybe
elevated.
There you go.
He's gonna be elevated after a little while. He's gonna be elevated.
Got you. 100%. I got you. All right, T, man. I'll holler back at you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen for a while, man. And then I'm gonna hit the sack, man. past my bedtime, but you know.
I'm sorry, man. I was thinking about making the show a little earlier, but you know, as we go on, more people come, and it's just like, damn,
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out. I'm probably
But
going to try an earlier one before the season starts. We'll see.
let me tell you something. This, and I mean it from my heart. I really like your show.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You are, unlike, I listen to some of the other shows, and it's your theme is really what it is, the objective Knicks. You know,
100%.
and a lot of people don't understand that. They figure there's a lot of things I do not like, but things I like, right? And if I say, if I like, you gave me a hard time when I said about coach, right?
Right.
But guess what? At least you heard me out. You
Right.
gave me my space. I gave you your space. We respect each other, and here we go. And guess what? It happened, and everybody's smiling.
No, it's a fact.
At the end of the day, I've been a Knicks fan from 1970, and I've seen the Jesse Dark and all the forms, the human eraser, Marvin Webster. I've seen Michael Ray Richardson, Ray Williams, Glenn Godzerick. I've seen everything. Toby Knight. You know, Jesse Dark.
I got you, brother.
Come on. So I've been there. I would like to see us win. We can win, but you also have to keep in mind, if you're going to win New York Knicks, you have to be brutal. There is no finesse ball in New York. In no sport.
Okay.
I played college ball. I played semi-pro. There is no finesse ball. They're coming for you just because you're from New York.
You're right. You're right. All right, T, man. Thank you, man.
And we're getting rid of Kolek.
Oh my God. All right, T. All right, we gotta go. All right, T. Salute. I'll see you next week. Yo, T, I had to get T off, man. Salute T. Yo, T. Yo. So you know what? I'll put the disclaimer up. I'm riding with T, man, but you know, I can't get rid of Hart and Bridges, and I'm winning, you know. But I let him rock. You can't say I didn't let you guys rock. I didn't even realize the call was going on for that long. But salute to my man Trev who called it up. Keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. Yeah, I get the logic of what he's saying. I just think that the thing, like, you don't, because even when he's saying, why would I sell them when it's low? Because it didn't work, right? So like, if it don't work, you're gonna break up the team. That's what Boston did. It was working. They got one, but then when we beat them in the second round, okay, we gotta reassess. I don't think that you just give people up, you know what I'm saying? Just to sell high. Though I do agree with the Mitchell Robinson scenario. Not because I want to trade Mitch, but it's just like he ain't got that contract signed. And from what I'm seeing, the direction of where we're going, it's all offense. You know, like I said, Mike Brown talked about defense for the first time today on day 3 of practice. And it was just I think OG Anunoby, he's going to be defensive first team. FS Wisdom said he was cooking dough. Nah, you know, Trevor's good. He's good. He's on the money. By the way, channel members, we only got one more spot for the fantasy league. So if you want to be a part of the fantasy league, go in the community section right now and look under the members tab. The last members post, I believe, is the fantasy league sign up. And if you're in the Discord section, click on the fantasy tab in the Discord, all right? Salute the Beeman boys. I see you in the building. Hopefully you're having a good night. You see, this is another reason why it's hard. I'm caught in between a rock and a hard place with the call-up show. I want to make it earlier, right? But the audience kind of picks up later on a Friday, from what I noticed. And like sometimes it'll be 1, 2 o'clock, and the chat will just go up, and the activity will ramp up the later we go. So it's like, do I make it later? Well, not later, but do I make it earlier, or do I keep it the same and just deal with the late crowd? So I don't know. But salute to you, Fritz. I see you in the building, man. If you got some things you want to share, Fritz, feel free to call up. Let's see. Trading players like Pokemon cards. Oh man, yes. Yeah, I agree. The only trade I felt like, well, two. I mean, I could see Deuce getting traded, and I could see Mitch getting traded. But everyone else, I mean, I don't see Josh Hart getting traded this season. And salute to my people that's on TikTok. I just dropped a short today why we need to abandon the Josh Hart trade rhetoric. I get why Trevor was saying it, though. He was saying sell high. That was pretty much the gist of what he was saying. But too much selling high without targets. I know Walker Kessler, he said, was a target, but Walker Kessler is on a rookie scale deal. So you couldn't do Hart or Mitch for those guys. And then now you got to get another team. It just becomes way more complicated because Utah doesn't have a lot of salary to trade unless you're going to get Lauri Markkanen, which I don't want Lauri Markkanen. The negative. Let's see. Uh-oh, we got a special guest caller. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, Gron. How you doing? It's Fritz.
Hey, Fritz. Salute. NBA economy. Let's go.
Yeah, I missed most of the show so far.
Okay.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't like the whole Josh Hart. I don't get it.
Right.
A lot of people are like, oh no, he make too much money. But like, he only got another year. That like, okay, if you rock with Josh Hart this year, this summer, literally, you're trading an expiring contract. Like, then he goes from an expensive contract to a contract that everybody wants.
Right.
So you don't trade him now. I can see if you say, hey, this summer, hey, we can get a game changer this summer. Okay, that's when you use Josh Hart. You don't use Josh Hart because I'm sick of Josh Hart.
Right. yeah, I agree. Even Mikal, like, the time would have been to trade Mikal would be now because, you already gave him the bag. So now he has to live up to the hype of the money you signed him, which honestly is not a lot of money, especially as we go further along. We know these contracts become more outrageous and ridiculous, but like, you can't, more than likely Mikal is not going to be traded this season unless it's like a real fall off and trade deadline comes and you're like,
I think Josh is going to have an outstanding season. Like,
right. Yeah. I don't see it happening.
Mike Brown ain't worried about what Tibbs was worried about. Like, Tibbs is like, as long as you do defense and, Shaq goes in, Shaq goes in. Nah. Mike Brown's like, yo, you too talented not to be scoring.
Right. No, 100%.
That's his focus. Like, that's his focus.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that everybody who's a scorer, it's going to be a lot easier with Mike Brown around. And then, we'll see what Brendan O'Connor has in store for the defense, even though I know they haven't been talking about defense as much. But, I'm basically tonight, it's the call-up show anyway. Call-up show, technically, there is no topic. The call is a topic. I just have questions. But tonight we were talking about position battles in training camp. But I did have a question about Mitchell Robinson, right? Mm-hmm. And since you're the NBA economy, I think I couldn't think of a more perfect guy to answer this question. Does Mitchell Robinson's contract play a role in him potentially starting in this lineup, coming off the bench? What say you? Do you think his contract, the fact that he doesn't have one,
part in it,
will have a part?
If they have it in their hearts that, hey, we're going to trade him. If that's their aim, you don't trade him being a bench player. You trade him being a starter.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like how you had to showcase a player. Like
Yeah,
maybe there's a Mitch showcase. Maybe you start him a few games, make him look good.
that makes sense. That makes sense because I was initially thinking that part of the reason why, well, the trade aspect we add to it, but just like let's say there is no trade aspect, so to speak, besides the fact that Leon Rose looks to trade guys that's not secured. But like if it's just a scenario where they want to work out a contract with him, we've seen the Warriors sit Kuminga, right? Not even play Kuminga, which was just crazy to me. But and all that was in attempts to try to foil the whole negotiation in the offseason to try to pay him as less as they can. But Kuminga's like, screw that. I just signed a qualifying offer. But like in Mitch's case, maybe you bring him off the bench, you limit his production. So that way, next summer, there's going to be a lot of teams out there with money, so maybe like to deter them from looking his way, let's just pay him 15 minutes.
Mitch got a body of work. Like, he got a body of work. Like, everybody know what he does well. I don't think you do that. I think if you did that, like, that's when you get in the territory of, yo, get me out of here.
Nah, that makes sense.
That's the stuff that people don't like. That's the stuff that when you start manipulating, players like, yo, they manipulated my my playing time, so I didn't hit.
Yeah,
I didn't hit my numbers. Like, what I mean? That's when you get in that territory where you really, that's when your agent be like, get him out of here.
Right. And it's sad, like I said, that goes on. The Warriors, that's not the first time we've seen that, but I just think that another aspect I talked about is offense. Offense clearly has been the focus. And then Mike Brown keeps talking about playing fast. I did an unfiltered thought talking about Mitchell Robinson and why. If you're going to play Mitchell Robinson, but you want to play fast, it's kind of you're kind of contradicting yourself because you're not going to be able to play fast. What do you think? How would Mitchell Robinson fit into playing fast?
I don't get the whole. I know a lot of people are excited for Mike Brown, but I don't think Mike Brown's ever had anybody like Mitch. Like.
No, he hasn't.
Like, and I think I say, hey, he don't care about people like Mitch because he's never like held on to somebody like that because he's always like floor spacers. Like he had what's his name, who's over there at center at Sacramento.
Sabonis.
Sabonis. I said, Cat's way better than Sabonis. I think he's excited to play with Cat like he's a better Sabonis. And I said, when he had Sabonis, he never added rim protection, even though Sabonis was a bad defender.
And
so he didn't value it. He didn't value it. So when you ask about Mitchell Robinson, I said, I don't think he values him the way we look at Mitch. Like, yo, he's gonna come through in the clutch. I think Mike is like, I think he'd rather have someone hit a jumper than 100%. Rebound.
100%. Listen, let me tell you something. First off, the Sacramento Kings were one of the worst rebounding teams. Every year he was there. So, all of we need rebounds. And I mean, Mike Brown didn't show it in Sacramento. Not to say that he won't change, but I'm just saying, like, you are kind of what your history is. And based on what we're seeing historically, he, like you said, he hadn't had a guy like Mitch in the system. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to play him. And to my double big lineup people in the chat, because I see a couple of you guys there, I am not saying that we can't ever play double big. I just don't think it makes sense to start it, right? I think that it would work better against second units, especially with Mike Brown.
A long-term plan.
Right.
Maybe they're trying to get Mitch out the door at a high price or something like that. But
right. Nothing, like you said,
nothing in his history says that that's something he wants to do.
Right. Right.
I said I wouldn't be. I said I wouldn't be shocked if we start day number one, Yabusele is the starting power forward for the New York Knicks.
100%.
I'd be more shocked that he thinks Mitch is going to be here long term.
100%. Yeah, I agree. I think even the guard option it could be there as well. Getting another guard on the floor, but it just it's just like you could tell from the you could just tell from watching and hearing how these guys talk what they want.
I was talking to Freezy the other day, and I said, Mike Brown, he skipped the script this year. You know, like every new coach who's taking over for the New York Knicks, you know what they talk about?
What's that?
Tough, hard-nosed defense. Oh, New York is a tough town, so we need to have a tough team. And all. Mike Brown didn't say a word about that.
I didn't want to say that to Trav. Trav was saying that, we got to have toughness and all these things. And I let him rock. When the guys call up, I don't want to challenge everything they say, maybe I should, and maybe it'll make the show more entertaining. I didn't want to do that. But you're right. This team is purely finesse. I mean, you can just see everything that they're trying to do. And it's a new day, right? And you don't really see that like from a lot of the teams that had success, right? Look at Boston. They were tough. Like, what were they doing? They was just straight threes and fadeaways from the perimeter, right? Like, so yeah, I like it. I think that we're embracing the new NBA and what is working today, and you gotta have offense, man.
Yeah. So like one of the things I was talking about was you have to play enough defense. You don't have to play great defense. You don't have to be the number one defensive team.
Nope.
I think Mike Brown just wants to win.
Yeah. That's it.
And we come from a coach who wanted to win the defensive battle. He wanted to win he wanted to win the rebounds. Those kind of things. Like I don't think Mike Brown's conserved that.
Hell, look, just for fun, we could pull up the Sacramento Kings and just look at their rebounding, and then you guys in the chat, you tell me what you think.
He had guys like Trey Lyles starting.
Yes, exactly.
He had guys who would never see the floor for the Knicks.
Right.
Was lining up next to Sabonis.
Right. So look, this is
because they could stretch the floor.
Let me go. I don't want to do 25 because he got fired midway. I'm gonna do 24, right? So this is 2024. The Kings were 12th in rebounding, right? 44 rebounds a game. And also when you look at their rebounding, Sabonis once again 13.7, doing all the heavy lifting. But Keegan Murray 5.5. Harrison Barnes 3 rebounds. And he was the power forward. So, it sounds like Bridges and OG right there, and Towns getting 13 rebounds, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he does.
Yeah. So I think we're like programmed a certain way because we've had it for like the last 20 years. That's been like the focus. Right. But like, it ain't, you got to move on. You got to think differently. Like this is a different type of coach.
Yeah, different type of coach, different type of everything, man. And then look, when you go to 2023 season, the Kings were 20th in rebounding. I don't know, man. And then also they were 25th in defense. I'm not saying we got to be that bad. But they had the number one offense. In 2024,
they was lighting the beam and all
lighting the beam and all of that, all that wild style stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that it's. I'm not saying that we won't rebound or we won't play defense. I don't think that that's the messaging. I think that the messaging is that if you're not going to be able to play fast, you're probably not going to be able to play.
No, if you can't stretch the floor, you probably not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So unless Mitch got a little jumper in him. I
He
don't
gonna
think
start
that's a
shooting
long
threes.
term thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a long term. Yeah, I agree. Especially if it's not working. You know, we got such a I'm not gonna say easy schedule. I'm gonna say we got a lot of matchups early on that we should dominate. If you're not dominating those matchups and Mitchell Robinson is starting, to add what you're saying, that'll be another reason why.
If the Knicks don't blow out the Sixers by 50 in Abu Dhabi, it's a shame. They got the G League. They got the
Let's pull
G
up the
League
Sixers
playing us basically.
My God, please don't say that. If we can't blow out the Sixers in Abu Dhabi, man, heads might gotta roll. It's really like that.
That's the game. That's the game that Mitch is gonna put 2020. He's gonna put 2020 on their heads.
I hope. They got no Embiid, no George, no McCain. I mean, who else they got? I like VJ Edgecombe though.
Yeah,
he's the rookie. See what he does.
Yeah. Also, which ball ain't showing up? Grimes ain't showing up. He worried about his contract.
Oh, he holding out like that. Oh yeah, because he ain't got a contract, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he can't show up. He's not signed. Damn. I saw an article that they were considering trading Oubre Jr. Who else?
Just free up some money.
To free up some money for Grimes. You know, they offered him a 4-year, $39 million or something like that. Something crazy. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to get 25. I mean, he ambitious.
He's definitely ambitious, but didn't Sam Merrill get like 39?
Man, I don't know.
I don't think Sam Merrill dropped 30 in his life. What?
Man.
Pull it up.
Grimes trying to get all that money for like 30 games worth of work.
No, I agree. I agree that he's not worth 25, but
yeah, 30 games worth of work. He trying to get he trying to get the biggest robbery since Jerome James. He trying to.
Yeah, he definitely trying to come up. But you don't think that he deserved more than Sam Merrill though? Sam Merrill got the 4-year 38.
I don't know, but he was playing. He was playing when there was nobody around. Like there was nobody else.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's almost like a player getting happy that he scored 20 in garbage time. Like, right. Bro, you ain't. Nobody else is gonna shoot but you.
100%.
You basically doing Bobo.
Exactly.
Bobo stuff. You're doing Bobo stuff. Like you.
Nah, good point.
Out Bobo in the preseason. Bobo dropped 20 and 20, and you be like, wow, he can score that like that. And then you see him in the regular season, and you say, okay, he can't do that in the regular season.
Right. Nah. That's good. That's a good
serious game.
That's a good point. Nah, I do agree he's not worth the $25 million, but I feel like he got to be like more than Merrill.
At least 15.
Yeah, I would give. There you go. 15 is a good safe number. That's a safe.
Yeah, I thought he would have got 15, 16.
Yeah. That's like a Mitchell Robinson contract.
Yeah.
Give him the Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah. That's
not a problem. So which position battles in camp are you paying most attention to? Is it go ahead.
I think seeing how much what's his name from Utah? Like, what's he gonna do? Is he a shooting guard? Or is he gonna play a lot of point guard?
Talking about Clarkson?
Clarkson, like you don't know, like you just, man, like he could even start. Like you.
That'd be crazy. They'd be so mad. They'd be so mad if Clarkson start.
But you don't know his role. Like there's just so many backward players. What's his role gonna be?
Yeah. Because they said the same thing. All right, so. Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but I saw an article today, and some insider, somebody said that Brogdon is going to make the team, and he will have an important role as a bench player in the rotation. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay. So are you going to play Clarkson and Brogdon together? And then what happens to Deuce?
Yeah.
You can't play 3 guards, or can you? I don't know. This is wild. This is wild to me. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to
Something's
start
not
the
making
guards,
sense.
like
Yeah,
Knicks will be champ says, you can't start all the guards. So okay, so were you going to bring them off the bench?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this is the same logic. If you can't start them, then you can't bring them off the bench. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm curious to see. Of course, the starting lineup goes without saying, but I'm curious to see if we realistically do a trade because, as you know, if we don't do a trade, then only Brogdon would have room with Diarra to sign. All the rest of those guys would be out of there. Matthews, Matt Ryan, and all those guys. Shamit.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they handle those free agents, and do they try to make a move to free up space for one of those guys to come on board, one of those other guys.
I really think it's a consolidation. Trading 2 for 1 instead of just trading one player out, because
Right.
that would make sense. Like if we traded Pacome Dadier and then all you got put in his spot was Landry Shamet,
that's a loss.
me and Leon gotta have a talk.
Yeah, that might be the worst move of his tenure if he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be worse than Kemba Walker and Fournier, because you first off, you're giving up a young 6'9" guy, 6'8" guy for a 6'4", another 6'4" guard to add to the laundry list of guys that we don't know where the hell they're gonna be. You said Clarkson. Now I do think that he kind of gave a hint, like when he said that Clarkson could pass. He averaged 2 assists a game, and he feels like he's dynamic enough to do multiple things on the offensive end. So, he might be in that Malik Monk role where he's one of the primary ball handlers, orchestrating the offense. Possibly, I don't know, but I know you don't sign Brogdon without anticipating using him either. So it's just too much mystery, and I just wish that they would make a decision with Mitch, so that way I could just relax and feel like, okay, the team is set, let's go. It's like,
right now something's gonna happen, but you don't know what.
They're gonna have Deuce sitting on the bench. I don't know.
It's interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so now the long right Precious Achua, they went to the they went to the rivals, the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. Now the Heat, I don't got no faith in the Heat. I'm gonna keep it real, but I'm curious to know about DeLon Wright to the Pacers, and you could talk about the Heat if you want to, but DeLon Wright going to the Pacers, do you think that could come back to bite us? The Pacers have been a thorn in our side. They eliminated us twice in a row. What if we see them again and now DeLon Wright hits a game winner? Is that something that, we shouldn't even be concerned about?
He's solid. He's solid. He surprised me last year. I never thought he was that good. Right. I was like, oh, he's like the guy who never plays, so he must not be that good. I mean, I was like, oh, he's a locker room guy. You know what I mean? He's just there for the locker room. But when he got on the court, he can actually play.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, and then I think he'll play for Indiana too, because they're gonna need that, whatever that is, because they don't got it. With losing Halliburton.
Yeah, Indiana, they could be scary. They got guys who improved every year. So could Mathurin take a bigger role? Could Nembhard be better than he was before? Because now, you don't have Halliburton dominating. So now they can kind of spread out their talent. So you don't know how good could Nembhard be if you don't look at him as just he's a defensive guy who can kind of do some things sometimes. if you get the green light, who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly. That's it won't hurt to get another veteran there. I'm not sure if he's on a non-guaranteed contract. I don't know what the Pacers have in their camp, but
I think he's just a solid guy to get in there. But like they're gonna lean on like the Nemhards. They're gonna lean on the Matherins,
McConnell.
Yeah.
I just think that we're gonna really see how great of a coach Rick Carlisle is, and we're gonna really get to see how good Nembhard is, because it looks good to do that when you're next to somebody who is receiving most of the attention. Now when the all eyes on you, this will make or break a player in terms of them being like, taking that next step to like potential all-star status or something like that.
Because sometimes it hurts you, and then sometimes you could do Grimes.
Yeah, no, facts. So, yes. Yes, yeah. No, you're right. And I just don't think Indiana as a whole are going to be as formidable as they were last year. And I hope we see them in the first round, first seed, 8th seed matchup, so we could crush them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping. But okay, man. So what you got going with the NBA economy, man?
Man, I've just had a lot going on. I'll probably get on this weekend, just talking about like camp and stuff, and just thoughts about camp. But yeah, looking forward to like our first game, like in just a few days.
Yes, could you believe it? Yeah, that's the only bad part about it. The Abu Dhabi games is early, but hey, I take it.
Yeah.
It's better to have basketball than to not have basketball.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just hoping they resolve this Mitchell Robinson stuff. Because you could tell on his face in that press conference sit down thing, like them reporters was like, they was just kind of testing him with the questions.
Oh yeah, were they?
Hoping he would say something, and he was like, why y'all testing me? Like, why y'all like trying to make me say something?
Right, knowing I can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do you want to be a starter? Like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, that was weird. But I thought the best question was when they asked him about the minutes. Will you be able to play back to backs? And he said, "Oh, I'll do what they tell me to do."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's another, to me, notch on the belt of not starting Mitch. If he can't play every night, now I gotta have an alternative lineup. Just for him. Like, he's not a superstar. He's not Joel Embiid. Even though that kind of like hurts Philly, but at least he was an MVP, right? I mean, you're just a dude that can't even get a double-double. I shouldn't have to make those accommodations for you, man. Like, so that's gonna be another thing that I'm curious to see what happens with that. And I also, like I said in the Unfiltered Thought, I think that Mitch probably, him playing more than 20 minutes a game, I think is over. I don't want to see him getting more than 20 minutes a game. I think that his body may not hold up. It'll give him a great opportunity to kind of like give us what he can give us in small doses. Because pound for pound, he probably is still the best offensive rebounder in basketball. But, if we're shooting lights out, here's another thing that people need to realize. Usually teams that shoot well are not good offensive rebounding teams. Right? Because I don't need to get the board. I'm making the shot. So that kind of would nullify, Mitchell Robinson's, the need for him. Of course you want to get off his rebounds, but if I'm shooting a high clip from three or even just from the field, that's going to create less offensive rebounding opportunities. So it's kind of like you got to give some and you can't get it all, but it's just a lot, man. I can't wait to see what happens there. I'm excited. That's one thing I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right. So, all right, Fritz, man, that's all the questions I got. Unless you got so much you want to say, I appreciate you, brother.
Oh no, like just looking forward to just looking forward to this week to get it started. So we can stop speculating and actually talk about real
Yes.
basketball.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
I'll
man.
catch you later. All right.
Salute.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
All right. Thank you. That was my man, Fritz. By the way, salute to Mellow Mike in the chat. I see you, Mellow Mike. Mellow Mike, I'm not going to drop the announcement just yet, but salute to my man, Mellow Mike. First off, Mellow Mike, go check him out. He's also on TikTok, 5-star Knicks. Mellow Mike, of course, was on the panel when we did the Knicks championship window show. Mellow Mike is someone who, we connected and we working on something big, right? I'm not going to let the cat out the bag just yet, but we working on something that we going to put together in the very near future. But let me see what you're talking about. Makes limitations on offense to me makes the next week or with him having some type of scoring threat besides dunks will definitely turn heads on the opposition. Okay. Mitch this year, if you want it to start to be higher, he needs to be 70% free throw shoot. Oh man, that's not happening. Or better. And that's another thing too, like in the press conference, when he said, yeah, we got to have all the coaches say the same thing and don't change up anything in our, training protocol with Mitch. And we have to give him confidence. I'm like, what? This is an NBA player. I shouldn't have to give an NBA player confidence. But I don't know, man. I'm just telling you guys, don't be surprised if your favorite Knick is on the first thing smoking. Salute to FS Wisdom. He said, yeah, I thought that was an interesting statement. Right, FS Wisdom? Man, salute to FS Wisdom, man. Channel member. Yo, FS Wisdom, I know I do a good job when I get a compliment from him because he always keeps me on my toes. By the way, this is the Knicks Call-Up Show, 646-995-8389. Call up and voice your opinion. Tonight, we're just talking about the training camp battles, even though somehow we got on Mitchell Robinson. And for the record, I'm not an anti-Mitch guy, okay? I'm the objective fan. I support everybody. If Mitchell Robinson starts, I'm a cheer for him. I'm just telling you why I don't think he should start, okay? Mellow Mike said I could be right. He may be on the block. Knicks will be champs. Me and Knicks will be champs. We get into debates quite frequently on this topic. We have 4 stars that can put up 20 points a night. We don't need Mitch to be anything other than a rim protector and help defender. Yeah, but Knicks will be champs. You're negating everything that I said in the Unfiltered Thought, but not just that, but everything that was stated in the press conference. This team is trying to play fast. And playing fast for Mike Browns is getting the shooters in the corners. With Mitchell Robinson on the floor, it makes it easier to defend everyone because of what Mike Brown said today. Mike Brown explained it. He explained how they used to guard Mitchell Robinson. To all my people who don't want Brunson to dribble. Dribble. If you put Mitch in the lineup, Brunson is going to have to dribble because Mikal Bridges is not making plays for others. Salute to the people that watch the Unfiltered Thought. Carmelo Anthony, I'm just going to say he agrees with me on the Mikal Bridges take that I always keep saying about him being out of position. But Knicks with chance that this team isn't built to play fast. Neither. But you see, okay, so neither Cat nor Brunson are exceptionally fast at their position. No. But see, playing fast, though, Knicks will be champs is not just about that. It's about getting to the corners fast. Secondly, Brunson lost weight. Well, at least they're saying that he lost weight. But yeah, the bottom line is getting to the corners fast, paint and spray threes, quick actions, less dribbles, reactions off reactions. You it's going to be hard to do that with Mitch on the floor. When they were running pick and roll, Mike Brown says, and they were guarding the Knicks, all they did was bring help, blitz the pick and roll, take Brunson out of the play completely, make him force a pass out of a double team, bring an extra guy on the weak side to take away the lob lane. Once you take away the lob lane for Mitch, he's rendered useless. Then he may box out for a rebound or try to, get in position to get an offensive rebound. But now the shot is going to be hard because Brunson got to shoot it on two guys, or he's swinging the ball to somebody else, but they're covered well because I could rotate how I want as long as I'm keeping Mitch from getting a lob at the paint. It's not like Mitchell Robinson. Let's say you run the pick and roll. Mitchell Robinson, he dives hard. The help comes late, and now Mitchell Robinson is in a post-up opportunity deep by the basket. How many times is Mitch going to take that shot? I keep forgetting I got the chat on this screen too. Trying to change my setup, man. But I did change my setup, but trying to get used to it. I got the chat on both windows. It's kind of throwing me off. The basketball IQ situation, not a speed thing. Is Brunson to Mikal to the corner. Right. But I'm saying, but yeah, I got you. This would be chance. But did you catch what I just said? Why that's going to be difficult? Because now Mitchell Robinson, when he's not getting a lob or an offensive rebound, where does he stand on the floor? Also, Knicks will be champs. You're saying something that may be a problem. Maybe this team is just not built for Mike Brown's system. But Mike Brown said he's going to cater the system to the team, but maybe there's a flaw there. Right. Mellow Mike, the new offense will make us quicker and smarter and clever. I agree. I think that this personnel can do it, especially if you start to go another guard. See, you don't like the other guard because you want Mitchell Robinson out there. But if you put the two guards there with Mikal and OG, you can play faster. But yeah, man, keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. I will be in Brooklyn Sunday. Hooping. 100%. Got some things I gotta work on, man. Hold on, let me see if I could get this brother on the line. By the way, salute to you, AP. I appreciate you, man. But that was Frisch that was on the call, AP. If you missed out on who that was. But I just realized I missed this guy's call too. I said I was gonna let him get back in there. Maybe he could answer, maybe not. Maybe he'll be the last call of the night. But final call for calls. 646-995-8389. Hey Yuri.
Yo, what's up?
I'm sorry I missed your call. I didn't even realize you were calling at that point in time.
I wanted to call when Trevor was on. I wanted to say hi to him. But,
Oh, okay. My bad on that. My bad. Because he kind of was flowing. I didn't even realize the call was that long. I would have got him off like.
Points,
no, he killed it.
He killed it tonight.
He killed it.
He killed it tonight, man. And I'm gonna give credit when credit's due, man. He called it out. I wouldn't be surprised if he's right on Mitch. I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised.
100%.
Because I'm not even a Mitch hater too. I see the benefits of starting Mitch, right? But the way I view it, right? It just there's a lot of people that want Mitch gone. I don't see the benefit. And the statement that he made today was like, "What? You gotta have confidence? You're an NBA player."
Exactly.
I thought that was very weird to me. That was very weird.
Sound like Ben Simmons.
Oh God, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't
Hey
tell me
man, I
that.
gotta keep it real always, man. It sounds like Ben Simmons to me, man. Like, you shouldn't have to give a professional player or help him with confidence. I mean,
Mellow
that's
Mike, I
just
agree. I think the organization's listening very carefully this season. Very carefully.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
man.
want no chemistry issues this year.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
don't want
it's gonna
no.
be
They don't
difficult.
want.
But they kind of made it difficult when you got so many guys who play the same damn position. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to compete with these guys, and somebody's sitting. Somebody is sitting.
I don't think competition is a bad thing, Corin, though. You know
No,
what
it's
I
not
mean?
a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
I think this might be a good thing because we're actually going to find out who really wants to be on the Knicks, who wants a title, or who's here just for the free ride.
Right.
Right? You know what they say, competition brings out the weakness in people. Especially, like Mellow Mike said, Leon Rose wants guys that go and work on and focus on one thing, the championship. We ain't got time for distraction. There is a player that will cause that. I'm sure they'll be gone. And Leon Rose don't play. That whole
No, he
Cam
don't.
Reddish situation, yeah, he got shipped off.
100%.
Yeah, he got shipped off. And when Cam Reddish didn't get along with Tibbs, he got shipped off. Kemba Walker, shipped off. We've all
Right.
seen it. You know what I mean? Every single one of us. What I want to know is what scheme is Brendan O'Connor going to run and a majority for the defense? Is he going to do zone? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just another mystery. Man, the good thing we got the Abu Dhabi game so we could see something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with whoever was that Fritz that said we should smack them by 50.
Literally.
Yeah, if we don't smack them by 50, yeah, I agree. I think that we have to do well.
Yeah. Listen, this is going to be a new system that they got to get used to. They're going to have to figure out how to play fast. This was the slowest paced team. This was the slowest paced team last year. I really want to know how they're going to quote unquote play fast.
Well, he said some ways though. He did say some ways. The paint spray 3, paint
Dunks,
touch, kick it out for a 3.
Alley oops. Which is Jalen Brunson really an alley oop passer? I mean, I've seen him do
He could.
it, and he looks lean too. Jalen Brunson looks like he lost weight.
Yeah, I just don't think Mitch is a consistent alley hoop in a row kind of guy, especially because the way defenders. I mean, Mike Brown said exactly how they defended Mitch. And it's exactly what I said. I said, I'm blitzing the pick and roll. I'm going to bring another guy over to cut off Mitchell Robinson's lob attack. If I do that, what will Mitchell Robinson do after he can't get the lob?
Well, he hook shot it.
No, more than likely the other team gets the rebound and they out. So, it's interesting. Definitely interesting, man.
And that's another thing too. Like, I was defending Mitch for a while now too because I was defending Mitch a lot too because he got a lot of flack. You know what I mean? Because of the injury prone. But I'm like, the one point I did say, and I agree with you, Karan, you can't blame Mitch's injury history because it's not really his fault. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Embiid pulled down his damn leg.
Yeah.
That's why I started
that's true.
defending Mitch. Like, that was the one time I gave Mitch grace. And I feel like all the fans are turning his back on him because of it. Now, to be fair, Mitch is very vocal about it too.
Right.
He doesn't shy away from it. But my question is that will the organization be keeping an eye on the locker room this year compared to how they did last year?
Right. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything you just said. You've been on the money tonight. All you guys. The call's been great tonight.
So I think the organization is definitely. I think the organization is definitely keeping an eye on this season. I wouldn't be surprised if moves are made at the trade deadline. Not this year. Not this year.
Right.
Near the trade deadline.
Hell yeah, there's gonna be moves made.
Because as much as people hate to admit it, I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks don't trade nobody this season.
Hmm.
Right? And the thing with Cat, can Cat actually play defense? Okay, let me reword that. Can Cat show an improvement in defense? Now, I felt like the way I worded that was unfair and a shot at Cat.
Right. I think he could. I think that it's all in the schemes they're gonna run.
And the way that, what's the word? Cat is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Cat had a lot of weight on him last season.
Okay.
Cat had a lot of weight on him last season. I'm curious to see if he lost the weight to improve himself.
I mean,
well.
Yeah, I think that based on what Mike Brown's saying, how he's going to utilize him on the elbow, he's going to have a lot more opportunities to do what to do his thing, and I think that is going to be way beneficial for Cat offensively.
I will say though,
and you might see his assists go up.
Yeah, I will say though, I'm gonna say one thing though. When it comes to Mike Brown, Sacramento Kings are a bunch of dumbasses for letting him go. Straight up.
Right.
Excuse my language, but the way I view it is that how are you going to get rid of a coach who has been with Greg Popovich, who's been with Kobe Bryant, who's been with Auto Dogs? That's why I called Sacramento soft. The players over there are soft. The front office is soft. Everybody is soft. That front office reminds me of how the Knicks were back in the 2000s, early and late 2010s as well, if you want to count that.
Right.
I think he got done dirty, period.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
a
why
good
I'm
argument.
giving Mike Brown the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah, I mean, the Sacramento Kings, they made some dumb moves too. So it's like it's just somebody's job got to go. Somebody got to go. You feel me? So when they, and it's going to be the coach most of the time, or both.
Yeah, but yeah, no, this press conference, like I rewatched every single clip, right? I know I thought Deuce was throwing shot at Tibbs when he first got on, but I was like, no, people are generally happy. The players are generally happy about the offense. Right. Yes, I know we talked a lot about the offense. It was 50% defense this week.
Well, today, no, well, okay.
There was a few times they talked about defense. It was 50% of it, but it was mostly offense. I feel like what Mike Brown did.
50% is half though.
Fair.
I would say it was 90% because he only talked about playing fast and painting and spraying threes and what this person will look like on the offensive end. Today's the only day where he said, yeah, he thinks OG Anunoby could be defensive team.
Hello, Mike.
And
I want to see how Sacramento is going to react to when Mike Brown's coaching the Knicks this year. I think there's going to be some heated scuffles. Again, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, man, listen, man. I let you get your final thoughts on this, man.
My final thoughts is that we're going to make the NBA Finals this year. I got a good feeling. We're going to make the NBA Finals this year.
100%. Yeah, I'm riding with you on that.
Because there's so much riding on the line this season. It's either we're going to meet up the fate with Boston and have to rebuild again just to make another championship run. Right?
Right.
or we're going to come out of this holding that Larry O'Brien trophy this year. This is do or die, man. Knicks are putting all their chips on the floor this year.
I agree. And that's where we are, man. And I think we're gonna have success, man. Thank you, Yuri, man. Sorry I couldn't get you back earlier, man.
No, dude. Trevor, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor's completely right on this.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks get a shooting guard as well, or attempt to at least get a shooting guard.
It's a lot. A lot they could get. You package Deuce and Mitch and maybe even Bacone. There's a lot.
That's the only sad thing. I don't want to see Deuce go. That's the only sad thing.
Hey, man. Was he going to sit on the bench? What are we going to do?
Like I said, the organization's going to be keeping a close eye on this year. They ain't trying to have
100%. Yeah, I don't even think the injury excuse saves you this year.
It saves. No, it doesn't.
I don't think it's going to save you. Nah. Got to get it done, man.
It doesn't this year. You got to get to the finals at least.
Yeah, I don't think you come back with the same team next year and say, "Oh well, this person got hurt," because you didn't do it with Randall. So they showed you that they're not gonna come back. So, but yeah, man, Yuri, I appreciate you, man.
Yep. Cool.
I'll see you in the Discord, man.
Indeed. Oh, I'm gonna watch that unfiltered thought you put out, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to record another one right now. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I could do it.
All right.
If I don't do it tonight, I definitely would do it tomorrow. But I gotta talk about this guy, Mikal Bridges.
I want to see what he said was cap. I might have missed it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be a doozy. All right. Salute. All right, man. That was my man Yuri, man. Definitely this is the wind down. As I do on every wind down, I do got to take the time to show you guys the channel membership. Now, we're doing a fantasy basketball league. It's going to be lit. We have one spot available, and that spot is going to go fast. So if you are a channel member, all you got to do is go to the community section and click on post, and you will see the membership post under post. But what I want to talk to you guys about right now is what happens when you join the channel. So not only do you get the ability to be a part of the fantasy league, but you get a chance to actually be a part of the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, which is where the action happens. You want to see me and Knicks and champs go at it, like how we disagreed tonight on Mitch. We damn near do this every day. And salute the Knicks will be champs 25-26 because he be on the money. So if you're going to have a basketball conversation with him and you disagree, you better be on point because he's going to chop your head off. Okay. And it's also when you join the Discord server, it's a great way to extend the conversation with me, right? If you're feeling the vibe of the channel, we talk about the Knicks every single day. I'm talking about September. We talk about the Knicks every day. And now that the season's starting, it's going to be crazy. We have the live game chats. So while the game is going on, we in the Discord going at it. I'm dropping little stats here, facts here, things of that nature. So, if you want to extend the conversation with me, definitely join the channel. Get inside that Knicks Tape Matters Discord server. So those two things are not the only thing you get when you join the channel. Of course, the members get cool badges. Like my man Knicks would be chance. He says too much talent. They lose 4 out of 7. I agree. I think this team has to get to the finals. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But the reason why I was able to spot his message so easily is because he has the membership icon. Look, he just dropped another one. Still, I take into consideration why Cat was traded from Minnesota. Right? So that's an interesting comment. Usually, while the show's on, I look for something I disagree with and I say we're gonna have smoke. I'm not sure if I disagree with that comment. So I'm, Knicks will be chance may have that one. But by the way, salute to HRM because he's the architect behind the fantasy league as well, the Knicks Tape Madness Cup. Fantasy League. He's the one behind it. So salute to you, HRM, if I didn't salute you earlier. He says OKC's the only threat in my eyes. Another channel member. Now, I also do members only live chats. I haven't done one in a minute, but as the season starts again, I will be doing more members only live chats, especially when I do those level-headed Knicks talk type shows where it's just, you know, me doing my 10 keys, etc., etc. I do that because I can get lost in the chat, right? Now, members also get priority reply to comments. Anytime a member drops a comment, I drop content every day. I get a lot of comments. So I make sure when my members drop comments, I get to it 100%. Not just for that, for videos, anywhere where members can post, I'm looking to reply to what they got to say. Members get the cool access to additional content. Like if you are a member, you go to the post, you'll be able to see a little bit more things there, especially things that are for members only, right? I got the Unfiltered Thought series, which I give you guys a little sneak peek. I might record one tonight, or I might crash. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Had a crazy long day, but sometimes once it gets like close to like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that's when I start rolling. So most of these videos you see here, these are Unfiltered Thoughts. I do these at 3 in the morning, and I just give my raw take. Like this Mitchell Robinson video right here, the real reason why Mitchell Robinson shouldn't start. Yeah, I did a great job, and I didn't even go all the way in because realistically I could have done the 10 keys on it, but I didn't want to go so far. And then I also did, this is the second video I did to why what's really happening with Mitchell Robinson Knicks future. I talked about how he get out of here. I also talk about Josh Hart, why there's a good chance he'll start. So yeah, you get access to those members only content and more. I also hoop. And when I go hoop, I record every single time I hoop. So channel members get to see me hoop. This is something that's additional. Those are members only live streams, which are other perks you get when you join the channel. HRM, I do got a question really quick, HRM. Should we, when we do the fantasy league draft, should we go live? I'm curious to know what HRM thinks on that. Because like I said, he's the brain trust behind the fantasy league. Also, members get shouted out, and of course, they get discounts on merch, man. But look, that's all. I think that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. I'm gonna go to the gamification to see what's up to my peoples, man. Salute to my man Michael 998 doing his thing. BS 10258. Oh, let me jump out of there. BS 10258. My man Randu. Salute to my man Randu, one of the latest channel members that joined. I do appreciate you, Randu. You are the man. Mellow Mike. Like I said, me and Mellow Mike, we got something that we're working on that's pretty big. Salute to my man Hotline Bling is a good song. Salute to him. Hotline Bling is a fire song, by the way, if you're talking about that Drake song. Salute to my man FS Wisdom, channel member, always keeping me on my toes. I do appreciate you. Salute to fans NY. Crim's dad. How could I forget the great Crim's dad? Salute to you. I saw you in the chat earlier. Hopefully I answered your question. Salute to HRM the Great, of course. AP, salute to AP. Gangstar, Delusional Nick Fan Network, salute to you. Beeman Boys, T-Bulk, and Rome of Dread. Listen, man, I appreciate all you guys. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I see you guys on Monday for the pod. Should be around noon, as we always do. And until next time, let's go.